was almost a year ago when banking analyst Meredith Whitney made a scary prediction. She told CBS's 60 Minutes that municipal defaults this year would total hundreds of billions of dollars. It didn't happen. So far, there have been only about $20 billion in defaults. What's next? Alan Schankel is Director of Fixed Income at Janney Montgomery, and he joins us in business. Welcome to the show, Alan.
Good morning, Margaret.
Now, that was a prediction that caused a lot of scrutiny of the muni bond market. You, in the past few weeks alone, have seen a tremendous inflow, tremendous interest. Why is there certain comfort right now with munis?
Well, I think for one thing, it's not Europe or Europe related. I think that makes people feel better, and the values are great. Municipal yields are frequently higher than like quality taxable bonds.
Alan, that's not your sales pitch, is it? Hey, it's not Europe.
That was my opening line, but really the problems have been largely unrealized. The Great Recession left a bit of a hangover with municipals. States and local governments have had to struggle with the financial side of it and lower revenues, but they're coming out the other end looking pretty good.
Well, whenever we talk about the muni bond market, you hear the case, hey, this is a case-by-case, project-by-project, region-by-region difference. It's so hard to generalize. But the tax benefits you can see as a commonality here. What are you seeing going into the January 1st deadline? Is there a certain apprehension about tax policy that's causing renewed interest here?
Yeah, I think there's some. There's been talk about changing the tax exemption or even eliminating the tax exemption. We think that's a possibility, but it's in the future after the election, and I don't think it would affect outstanding bonds, which would be grandfathered, I suspect. So I think that's on some people's mind. Sure, absolutely.
I'm looking at your most recent note here with your outlook for 2012, and you point out that, yeah, state tax revenues on the rebound, but when you look at local taxes, there's still weakness there. So how do you pick the safe havens?
Yeah, I think, well, security selection is really important, and we recommend that people stick with higher-rated issuers. But what I'd say is that local tax revenues are declining a little bit, mostly because their property tax base in the real estate market certainly has impacted them. But they've also cut their spending dramatically. And for the most part, local government is doing a good job of getting through the tough times. Mm-hmm.
Can you give us an area that you still feel is unsafe?
Well, I think the further away you get from core municipal bonds, the more problems you have. So most of the defaults that have occurred have been in areas like multifamily housing, senior living, so-called dirt bonds down in Florida, issues that are not core municipal issuers.
Issues that are not core municipals. All right, Alan, it's an interesting thing to look at as we head into the close of the year. Alan Schankel, thanks for giving us your take.